Welcome back to the Binary Sunset Podcast. Zach, how's it going?
It's going.
Episode 27. How do you feel about that?
It's not. It's now. This podcast is older than us in episodes versus years.
I'm gonna sound a little to anybody listening. I'm gonna sound a little bit quiet today, because I am currently off-site from my regular.
He's currently conducting a heist. He's stealing the Declaration of Independence, and he just doesn't want the guards to know that he's here. But he's also agreed to do this podcast, talk about the Bad Batch. Well, he does.
Yeah, I'm currently in the crypts in a little corner, tucked away. I brought my mic with me. No, I'm off-site right now. I have to work off my laptop, and it's not totally calibrated to my mic. As my desktop is perfectly calibrated, but
sure.
We're just gonna have to plow through.
Perfectionist AV.
I mean, I work with audio a lot in my job.
Yeah.
I am a stickler for good audio. So, apologies for any noises, any ruffling of the Constitution papers,
Who knows?
any ancient guards that may be regarding
maybe you'll bump into Nicolas Cage, So.
Maybe, or even like a zombie Ben Franklin, or
that'd be dope. The ghost of Ben
cool.
Franklin.
Anyway, so this is a Star Wars podcast.
Do you want to kick it off with Star Wars news? Do you have any Star Wars news?
Yeah. Well, I guess there's some Star Wars
controversy.
Well, I don't know if I want to talk about. We're obviously talking about like what happened this week with Lego, taking off the name Slave One from their Boba Fett ship and replacing it with just Boba Fett's starship.
Yeah, who cares?
I don't know if I really want to talk about that because it's just.
We already posted about. I posted about it on Instagram. I opened up the can. You were like, "This is gonna open up a can of worms," and it kind of did, but it's still getting a lot of engagement. So
yeah, no I think mostly it's just like right now. I feel like it's too early to make any judgment calls on that because it's like. It is just Lego's marketing kind of strategy. I don't know if that's actually going to be like a canonical change or not. So I think we should just hold off till I think we get a little more word on that.
That's how you feel, but honestly, how I feel, I don't care. I
just think it's sure.
You just tiptoed around it. Sorry.
I think it's a weird. I think it's just kind of dumb.
It's a Lego set,
and that's all I'll say about it.
Yeah,
I just think it's kind of silly, but
fair enough. I'm just thinking they're gonna have to change a lot of more names that have slave in it,
right?
Other connotations,
which is why I feel like they're not. This isn't what's really happening. Canonically or anything by Disney because they'd obviously they're. Their main character that started the whole kind of like, I guess, chronologically, Anakin Skywalker was a slave. Yeah. His mother was a slave. Like that, slaver. Leia was a slave for a period of time.
Well, I was thinking about the slaves in The Last Jedi. That,
not only that, but you also have
slave kids.
Like Wookiees were enslaved by the Empire.
Slavery is a big part of Star Wars.
You could argue that, the Republic clone soldiers were kind of enslaved by the Republic. Slavery has very deep ties to Star Wars.
Yeah, because it's
slavery, is very integrated into the plot of Star Wars.
It's part of history.
It doesn't really but I said earlier that was all I was gonna say on it. I guess that wasn't true, but
I was fishing you. I was just trying to pull something out.
Fishing me. I'm just reluctant to say too much about it because it is just too I feel like it's just too early to make a judgment call on that. But
fair enough. I
don't really like being too controversial about stuff. But anyway,
we'll talk about the latest episode of the Bad Batch.
Yeah. Well, actually, in the meantime, I'm trying to think of is there any other news that because this kind of drowned out anything else that really happened this week. But
technically, the High Republic there's this Lucasfilm or LucasArts is going to be publishing a bunch of High Republic novels.
Yeah,
and
I
stuff
saw
like
that trailer
but
today.
Yeah, I mean that's basically it. So
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, I guess we could just go right into the Bad Batch.
Episode 9.
It's your game. Episode 9.
And I will say this is probably like the most, like when I read the title of this episode, I was like, well, I guess I know what happens. It's called Bounty Lost.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Well, I mean, did we really expect them not to save her?
Nah, dude, that was it. I thought she was, no, I'm joking.
I thought she was gone.
She was just gone. Cad Bane got her.
Man, Cad Bane, this was a return to form.
Yep.
Sorry. Once again, here's the thing. I'm going to say this too. We started this podcast where I am right now. And I completely forgot how hard it was to record here because my dog is very yappy and I'm sure you can hear her in the background. So if that happens, I apologize. Like it's happening right now.
Apologize. Anyway, I'll kind of give a synopsis of what's going on in this episode. Basically what happened is that we leave off from the last episode. Omega is trapped in this, on Cad Bane's spaceship, and she tricks. What is the name of the droid? Do you remember? Cad Bane's droid. I mean, who cares?
Toto.
Toto. Wait, really?
Yeah, T-O-T-O.
Oh, like Wizard of Oz?
I don't know. Is it? Oh my god! My little
Speaking
Toto's
of dogs,
down there.
That's great, actually. I like that. I didn't realize his name was Toto. Maybe it's T-O-T-O, but who knows?
Yeah, I think it's
like
I think
C-3PO.
that's what the subtitle. I usually watch with subtitles, so that's
got
what
it.
the subtitles say.
Got it. Yeah, basically what happened is that Omega tricks Toto into letting her out so she can fix his foot that was shot off by a clone trooper, and then she deactivates him. And then she finds, and all this while Cad Bane is going and meeting, we learn that he's working for Kaminoans, and that he is returning the bounty, which is Omega, to them for credits. And they basically go, they meet at this facility that kind of looks like Cloud City.
It looked like, yeah, I thought it was Bespin for a second.
Yeah, it looked like Bespin. But is it Camino? I forgot. Is it?
No,
it's
it's in
not.
They said it's in the Lido system.
Okay,
I forgot
right.
what the planet specifically was called, but
I wasn't sure if Camino was like, as we know, it was under the clouds and everything.
I think
like
this
that,
might be
so
like
that's why.
maybe this could be like the Kaminoans' like actual like home planet maybe.
Okay.
That they deserted. I don't know. That's my speculation, but
That makes sense, and that maybe would foreshadow into what we learn in this episode. But basically, Omega gets away. She tries to contact the Bad Batch. The Bad Batch don't know where she is, so she runs around playing with computers or like all these electronics that she can find, and tries to send them a signal. All this when we realize that do you remember the name of the Kaminoan that was sent to retrieve her?
Oh, God. I literally
it's fine.
Just saw a meme about it.
Yeah.
We are so bad with names. Here at the Binary Podcast, don't count on us for.
Yeah. Basically, the Prime Minister sends one of his right-hand women to go retrieve Omega, and then he tells the other Kaminoan, who is kind of been a nurturing parent for Omega since the beginning, that once they get Omega, they want her to they want to get Omega's like genes, and then they just said just kill her, so like eliminate her. So now we know that the Kaminoans really just want Omega's genes, and then for cloning, obviously, and that's
Cloning
it.
what? We don't really.
Yeah, we don't really
yet.
know.
We saw like hints of what they're working on, of
Yeah.
different types of aliens,
So what
different
happens is
species, but
yeah. So what happens is that Fennec Shand appears again, and Fennec Shand is actually the person who kills one of the Kaminoans who was there to receive Omega. And honestly, like this episode was fun because it was just Fennec. It was a big Fennec Shand versus
Cad Bane,
Cad Bane showdown, and it was fun.
fucked
They
them
were
up a little bit.
yeah, she really did. A lot of flamethrowers, a lot of booby traps, a lot of shooting.
A lot of gadgets.
Yeah, a lot of gadgets. But yeah, while this is going on, Omega is running around and she comes across this room where it looks like it's a facility for cloning. Mm-hmm. Now, were they Camo?
So it looked like in those tubes, it looked like a lot of different types of species. I couldn't really.
Okay, so it wasn't a Kaminoan
very well, but I think there was at least there was at least one. It was very, very reminiscent of the shot in Rise of Skywalker of the multiple Snokes.
It was. That is a good point. We should make a meme of that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, it was. And then Fennec Shand catches up to Omega and says that she's here to help her, which is interesting. I mean, she's just kind of being manipulative. But then Omega presses a button, and then some of the capsules that are holding these alien clones falls on Fennec Shand, and it reveals. I'm pretty sure it's Kaminoan.
It definitely looks like it. At first, I thought it was like a Snoke cadaver, and I was like, okay, that's not gonna happen.
That would have been hilarious.
That would have been pretty freaking. That would have been pretty bold.
That would have been pretty bold, but yeah, no.
Canada Dry bold, if you know what I mean.
Good one. Speaking of memes,
it's pretty bold.
But yeah, then Omega escapes in a pod while Cad Bane and Fennec Shand continue to fight, and then she's picked up by clones. And then they talk about how they reveal that she is wanted because she's special.
Right. They don't really say why she's special.
Yes, but one key thing that that I actually failed to mention, it's probably one of the biggest takeaways, is that we find out that Omega is the brother of Boba Fett.
Right.
Technically.
I guess we kind of. Although I guess we kind of knew that.
Yeah, okay. But like actual, because they're both
right.
They're both meant to Jango, if you didn't know, Jango Fett, all the clones come from the bounty hunter, the seed of the bounty hunter, and he asked for a clone of his own that aged naturally, so basically it's kind of just like a human, and that is Boba Fett as we know it, and then it turns out Omega is basically the same thing as Boba Fett. So I'd say they have a close bond.
Yeah, well, they were
brother
both,
and
they
sister.
weren't like the other clones. They were meant for a different purpose, I'd say. And also I didn't realize that they I think what really solidified their relationship in a way is they referred to Boba Fett as Alpha.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And as you know, or at least I think you know, like Alpha is the beginning of the Greek alphabet and Omega is the end of the Greek alphabet.
Oh, I didn't even. Wow,
yeah.
You just dropped some knowledge on me. Okay, interesting.
Love to see it.
Wow. AV knows his Greek alphabet.
It's probably one of the coolest alphabets.
It is. I had to learn it when I joined a fraternity, but I forgot it already. So, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's I think that they're. I think that with that kind of because I think aren't the regular clones like they have like a more expedited life cycle.
Yeah, they do. They age very quickly.
Yeah, so I think maybe Alpha and Omega are because we know that Boba Fett ages normally, so that could also be the case for Omega.
Maybe Omega. Well, I don't know. She's the back of the alphabet. So
I wonder if she pops up in Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, who knows?
What if she's Snoke?
I was gonna say maybe Omega is because she's the back of the alphabet. Maybe she's aging Benjamin Button wise, and she's actually really old.
That's could be. You know what I just realized about Snoke?
What?
His name backwards is Econs, which sounds a lot like Ewoks. Which means that
you've heard it here
am
first.
I drunk
folks.
right now?
I don't know.
I don't think I am.
You are trying to steal the Declaration of Independence. So.
Maybe what I'm saying is maybe Snoke is just a bunch of Ewoks hidden in a big coat.
That'd be great. I mean, technically we
and
saw
one of them
that.
Shaved their head.
Technically, we saw that exact gimmick in Battle of Endor. Ewoks.
Oh my god.
What was Snoke doing on Endor?
We can make a meme, but it might be so convoluted that we just lose all our followers.
Yeah. I'm surprised.
Speaking of which, follow us on Instagram at Binary Sunset Podcast.
Anyway, we got a lot of meme potentials here. But
I feel like I come up with most of my meme ideas while we're talking on our podcast.
All right. I think you're right.
Anyway, so yeah, all in all, sweet episode. I love Cad Bane. He's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Loved him in the Clone Wars. What's up?
I enjoy Fennec Shand as a character more now after this episode.
Well, it's interesting because I do too, and it's interesting that we also figured out who she works for now, which was Nala Se.
Yes,
and Lama Su employed Cad Bane, so they're both working. Oh my god!
So those are the two.
It's really loud right now. They're both working toward like a similar goal.
And those are the two Kaminoans.
Yeah. Lama Su is the prime minister, I think, and then Nala Se is like a senator. I can't remember, but yeah, like basically, Nala Se wants to protect Omega because she wants Omega. She cares for Omega as a person, as an individual, and cares for her deeply and wants her to be safe. Lama Su wants her specifically for what she discovered at that facility for like her genetic material.
I want to see Lama Su get mad.
I mean,
that'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I want to see a I cannot say Kaminoan.
It's difficult.
For my life, but I want to see a Kaminoan lose their shit. I just want to see.
Well, yeah, because we always see them. They're very stoic.
Yeah.
I'm interested in. I wonder if like there's the obvious explanation for why they want her, right? I'm like, please just tell us why she's special, right? They won't do it, of course. They want to leave us in the cliffhanger, but like, for Lama Su's, for why he wants her, her genetic material. Is it for like an early Palpatine plan? Is Palpatine looking decades in the future for what he might need, or is it so that because they're so desperate to maintain a clone army as the army of the Empire that they like clone a special breed of soldier just like Omega, so that the Empire is like, oh, I guess we do need these super soldiers or whatever. So I'm interested in seeing what the outcome
honestly
of that is.
What you are far more advanced than my theory was when I first saw the clones in the tubes. I just thought that they were going to make their own clone army of themselves, and they were just going to use the advancements of Omega's genes to advance Kaminoan army.
Oh,
so that's how I looked at it.
For Kaminoans to make their own army.
Yeah, and then take over the galaxy. The Kaminoan.
Interesting.
Great Kaminoan.
I didn't even think about that.
Imperial.
They always felt like very like backseat kind of people to me.
Yeah, they'd be fun bad guys, you know. Maybe in an alternative galaxy far, far away, they did it, but who knows?
Yeah, could be. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. We're officially over halfway into the season, which is kind of insane because it's been over 2 months now. It's been exactly 2 months, I think.
I have been enjoying each episode significantly more since they like the times, and again, like I'm a stickler for times in episodes. There was a trend for like I think it was the first 5.
It was like a downward trend.
Well, it was just every episode was shorter than the next, which was weird. And now this one is just, they're all kind of like 27, 26 minutes. But I've been enjoying each episode ever since that. When they were trending down, I was kind of bored for the most. I mean, I wasn't bored. They're all good, but I mean, they weren't as good as how they are now.
Monster of the week type thing, like
A
to B. But I understand.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily not entertaining, but it wasn't. Didn't tie in necessarily to the
filler,
which doesn't have to happen. You don't have to like always tie into the overarching narrative, especially when there are 16 episodes. You know, if they did make every episode like just a chapter of one chapter of the overarching thing, it might feel a little more strung out.
Sure,
but because that's why you have miniseries, like 8-episode miniseries, because it's difficult to take that story and then like literally double the time you spend on screen with it.
Yeah,
and still like engage people. But I kind of like it's almost like a mix of both in a way. It's almost like a miniseries, but it's also like it's like a hybrid of just Clone Wars. And that's why I like it, because I love Clone Wars. But yeah.
Really,
anyway,
Avi? You like Clone Wars?
I do.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah. Kind of obscure. I don't even know if you know what that is, but
yeah, especially if you're listening to the
only
podcast
real
about
fans know.
The Bad Batch. Oh Lord.
But yeah, I really like this episode all in all. Once again, you did a great job.
Thank you.
Kind of summarizing it. There's a lot of questions that were answered.
Yeah,
there's also a lot of questions that are left unanswered. And open.
The plot thickens.
Yep. And I'm trying to think. Oh, I think we did get some updates on like when things are like being filmed. I think we know Acolyte's being filmed like spring of next year.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Obviously, Book of Boba Fett's on route for this December. So once, because I'm thinking like after Bad Batch ends, like what the plan of action is. So we'll have a period of time where we're back to our regular like themed episodes, and then but we don't have to think about that for a couple months now. But
this is this is celebrity gossip, not even celebrity gossip. Ewan McGregor.
Mm-hmm.
And his wife, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, just had a kid.
Oh, I saw that, yes.
So, I didn't realize he was married to Mary Elizabeth Winstead, which is interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is. There's a bit of controversy surrounding that as well, but
interesting.
You can maybe on the side. I don't want to talk about that. Okay. I feel like we're getting pretty hot on this episode.
Yeah, just stupid.
I don't want people to not. Here's the thing. I feel like when people express even the slightest opinion on something, the hordes of people, regardless of what you believe or which side of the opinion you land on, they will immediately come to the conclusion of what your opinion is, and stick with that and judge you accordingly based on that very, very small piece of information that they've given you.
Especially in Star Wars.
Especially just on the internet. Please, followers, do not come to any conclusions. If you enjoy us, you enjoy us. If you don't, then that's your journey. You don't have to. But once again, thanks to everybody who listens every week. Thanks to everybody who listened today. We will see you next week when we cover episode 10 of The Bad Batch.
Yeah.
And yeah, see you next week.
See ya.